Before now, I was able to explain to you that there are 7 major biomes in the world, which include tropical rainforest, savanna, temperate forest, tundra, desert, and taiga. And in the last class, we were able to teach tropical and teach savanna. Perhaps I think we also had a little teaching on temperate, but I can't really be so sure now. So I want us to just do a little of temperate and continue. So temperate grassland, we say that temperate grasslands, sometimes referred as prairies, are found in areas with hot summers and cold winters. The found area with hot summer and cold winters, the evaporation rate is high and rainfall is not only low but also limited to a few months. Now, when we talked about tropical rainforest, page 262. When we talked about tropical rainforest, we said that the place has more rainfall spread across the year, more months than dry season. And we said that it has trees which has layers. We're able to talk about the layers. We also explained that the leaves are quite spread. These are the features of the plant. We explained them. Leaves are quite spread, and we explained why the leaves are spread. We also explained the morphology of the leaves, why they have why they look the way they look, thereby pointing towards protruded end, pointing down, narrowing down is because for easy movement of water, runoff of water. You remember why I said why they have protruded and pointed edge for easy runoff of water, so water will not percolate on the leaf. We also explained that in grassland, we said that grassland has more of grasses and has fire attack season by season. But now, in temperate grassland, we said that the evaporation rate is high and rainfall is not only low, but also limited to a few months. So, rainfall, unlike tropical rainforest, here, rainfall is limited to a few months. And because of that, the soil is poor in nutrients. Now, we can see such a region in areas like Brazil, New Zealand, etc. The climatic nature is such that it has less than 100 cm rainfall annually. Less than 100 cm rainfall annually. And such experiences occasionally result to drought. The winters are cold and summers are hot. So because it has less than 100 cm annually, little sun will definitely dry it up and it will result to drought. We said the soils are fertile and contain a large amount of organic matter. The soils of this environment are fertile and contain large organic matter. So what are the kind of plants that dominate the environment? The kind of plant that dominates the environment. Can you suggest the kind of plant that dominates the environment? In a place whereby you have rainfall spread across few months, what are the kind of plants you think can dominate such environment? Herbs. You don't expect mahogany to be there, right? You don't expect iroko tree to be there. It's more of herbs. Because mahogany and iroko tree, they are the ones that should dominate where they have constant rainfall. So that this place with very minute rainfall has more of herbaceous plants, and there's always frequent fire outbreak. Then we have other beautiful flowers, white flowers there Then the grasses are of height of 5 cm in dry season to 20 cm in rainy season. The grasses are perennial with their growth buds at or join below the surface. Now the grasses have the capacity to survive, have the capacity to survive fire outburst because there's always fire every time. So the grasses have the capacity to survive fire outbursts. Now, what is human influence in such environment? So, because woman actually has agricultural activity constantly going on in such environment, because I told you that the land is fertile, so they carry out enough agricultural exercise, which sometimes leads to loss of fertility of the soil. So to a great extent, fertilizer is needed to enhance agricultural activity in such environment. So women always sustain their agricultural activity with the use of what? Fertilizer. Now say, what kind of animal do we find there? Say the kind of animals that we find there are animals like wombat, badger, black-footed ferret, horses. My friend, what is human activity over there? What is human activity over there? What is human activity in temperate grassland? What is human activity in temperate grassland? No, you. He said, well, okay, it's okay. She has answered it. Now, you can sit down. I said that because they said the land is fertile, so women use it for agricultural what? Purpose. I know what I'm saying to stand up. I know you got it. Now, I said, what is now the effect of those their activity? What is the effect? What is the effect of the activity? Now, why people are standing up not knowing? Somebody is raising hand to answer. Eh? What is the effect of those activity? Eh? What is the effect of those activity? It raises the nutrients of the soil. Now, how do they sustain that the activity? You can sit down. Now, what I wanted to prove to you is that while you people are here listening or perhaps trying to bicker, is he recording it? Other people are catching what they are catching. Do you understand? So I said that the place the land is fertile, and because of the fertility, my friend, that's what I'm saying, right? This is what I wanted to ask you because you did not hit it direct, but I wanted to now know if you understand it by asking you further questions. So because of that, they engage in agricultural activity and as a result reduce the fertility of the soil. Then to sustain the activity, they use what? Fertilizer. All right, the next region is temperate forest. So the temperate forest is okay. Before I go into that area, at least you've seen that what we've taught now. If I should ask you, what is the human activity in temperate grassland? You already know that I will have a lot of activity. Do you get it? If I now ask you, okay, why did they carry out just these objective questions? You'll be given options, then the knowledge will now tell you which one to pick. So just know with the characteristics of with the knowledge of the characteristics of the environment, you'll be able to know which to select. Please, I'm going to use my hand is shaking because I cannot be carrying this thing alone. I'm going to use my normal mic. See, there's no table for me to put this thing, so I don't overlap my hand. Thank you. Please. All right. So we say that in temperate forest, the forest is the native home for some largest animal that ever lived. If you go to the textbook, you see those largest animal, and make sure if they ask you in the objective which biome is the native home for largest animal they ever lived, you should, you know what I'm saying now? So, and if they ask you for the largest animal, you should be able to mention them. You say that the temperate forests are sometimes divided into evergreen and deciduous forests. The latter is located in areas protected winter. In areas, the deciduous forest is located in area with protracted winter, and the trees usually shed their leaves during the long winter. So in this temperate forest, the trees usually shed their leaves during the long winter. Now, when they said trees usually shed their leaves, what do you think could be implication of those trees shedding their leaves? Implication. I didn't say the cause. Implication. Eh? What's the implication? All right. Winter. Okay. Okay. Is that okay? Perhaps. Okay. It reduces water loss, but not that area. Let me say it reduces water loss. Okay, that's an implication. What's another implication? There's any area I'm focusing on? No. In summary, if trees usually shed their leaves, it means there will be a lot of decomposition and the soil will be fertile. That's what I'm saying now. If the trees usually shed their leaves, now maybe I did not ask the question direct. I'll say what is the implication on the soil? So it will now direct your mind. When trees shed their leaves, ideally reduce water loss, no doubt about that, because there is no more, there's no increased surface area for a lot. Let me say for loss of water, increased surface area for loss of water. But if I say the implication on the soil, the implication is that it will lead to increased fertility, because after the leaves are falling, they will decompose what and add organic matter to the soil. You see, so such areas are usually found between 30 degrees and 55 degrees latitude and located in Asia, Western Europe, and North America and Southern Hemisphere. What is the climatic nature of the environment? So that temperate forests are found where annual rainfall usually ranges between 65 cm to 300 cm. Annual rainfall usually ranges between 35 cm, 65 cm to 300 cm. So there are approximately 6 months of growing season, and the winter may last for 3 or 4 months. So during the winter, growth is obstructed due to cold drought, and some trees shed their leaves. So within these 3 to 4 months, growth is obstructed and trees shed their leaves. So now, why also do you think would have facilitated obstruction of growth? What also do you think would have facilitated obstruction of growth? Not to waste time. When trees shed leaves, they don't carry out feeding effectively, photosynthesis, right? And for any organism to grow, the one of the basic uh, factor is what? Any organism to grow, any organism. Feeding. You need to feed. Do you get it? And your cells will enlarge and carry out what? division, and grow and enlarge again. Do you understand? So when the trees now remove their leaves, you find out that they will not be feeding very well due to photosynthesis, and the growth will be highly what? Limited. Do you understand? So we do mean that within the 3 to 4 months of winter, there is high impediment on the growth of the plant. So what are the soil? He said that the soil is fertile mainly due to decomposition. Okay, thank you. What is the nature of the soil? He said that the soil is fertile mainly due to decomposition of leaves shed by deciduous trees. So because of the decomposition of those leaves, the soil is very fertile, They are slightly acidic and rich in organic and inorganic what? Nutrients. So the biology of the environment, he said that trees found there are trees like Asa, Castanea, etc. The fauna they found there are animals like lion, black bear, birds are animals like blue jay, etc. But the major thing here is that in this temperate forest, one of the animals they find there is animals like lion. So if you find any place, mountain lion, if you find any place they say that this is a temperate forest, you should be careful with the place so you don't interfere with such wild animal activities. So now we have the biggest desert in the world. The biggest desert is Sahara Desert. That's the biggest desert. So supposing in exam they ask you what is the biggest desert in the world, it's Sahara Desert. When we have two largest deserts, two hottest, driest deserts, not largest, biggest Sahara Desert, then the two driest deserts are Atacama Desert and Lutz Desert. Yes, it's Atacama Desert. Atacama is Atacama. That's the driest desert. And the Lutz Desert is Lut. Those are the driest deserts in the world. So such areas are found in a lot of areas. It's found in Africa. Is found in California. Is found in Argentina, and there are a lot of areas in the world which I will not go mentioning. What is the climatic nature of the place? I already told that rainfall is less than 25 cm in a year. Now, I said that evaporation exceeds precipitation. Evaporation what? Exceeds precipitation. The evaporation exceeds. That's why I told that when you bathe, you can finish bathing and leave the place, and there's no evidence because as the water is dropping, is evaporating very fast. So the truth about that is that if you want to bathe, you can pour water on your body, and but your leg will be dry. That's what I experienced when I was in Yobe State, whereby you're bathing, you're pouring water, and you're looking at your leg, and your leg is what? Dry because evaporation there is far much more than precipitation. So if you really want to bathe and water will cover your body, you need to be in an enclosed environment. Basically that maybe most times if you go to the village, you can stay outside and bathe and we are good. You don't do that because you'll be bathing and you're not seeing the water. Except you're in a closed environment whereby the air is not blowing and the dryness is not there. That's when you can now bathe and you now see water pouring. But if you're outside, not like I told you, you can urinate outside and you're looking for the place urinated and it has already evaporated. So that furthermore, rainfall is highly localized and relatively unpredictable. So you cannot actually predict. This time will come and say that no, for so time there will be rainfall. You cannot really predict rainfall in such environment. The temperature are variable and may exceed 38 during afternoon and reduce more than 30% at night. So most times during the day, the temperature will be so high that now, when I was in Yobe State, there's plenty how desert usually look like. If your bike is carrying you, you'll not be able to face the sun because it's as if somebody is slapping you with hot hand. What do you do that you hide your face behind the bike person because the sun will be like just like somebody hitting you. That's how hot the environment is. And that's why most times you see people from the north to be so dark because they are constantly under the are you from the north? Did you grow up in the north? All right. Who says soil? Say the soil is very low in nutrient and sometimes referred to what? Aridosols. Okay, why are the soils very low in nutrients? I can't hear you. Can somebody talk and talk well? Maybe one person. All right. He said because there is no rainfall, because that is the one that is rainfall that the composition of other organic matter. Is it correct? Cost rep. Is it correct? Eh? Say what he said. That that made him correct. Is that the only thing he said? That's somebody said that's what you heard. Okay, my friend, the Hausa girl. Is it correct? Is it correct? Why is the desert land? What did I say desert land is again? It's very low in nutrient. Why is it very low in nutrient? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Stand up, maybe because of that I cannot hear you. And then enough water for plant to grow. For plant, I didn't say why are plants not growing. Eh? The plant supply the nutrients. You're running around. You can sit down. Who will give me a direct answer? All right. What he said. What he said or what she said. Okay, okay. Okay. You said something. You. I'm not asking you question yet. You said the what? No, please let me hear you. You say what? No, you can sit down. I heard you. All right. Can you be fast? My time is running out. Hi, please. Before hydrogen starts circulating, sit down. There's something that you said. Okay. There's something that you said. Wait. That's what I wanted. That you understand. You said there are no plants. That's why I came back to you for you to say it again. Why you don't say there's no plant? So I was going to try to explain that to. That's how to. When she said it, I heard it, but I ignored this. Let me explore other ideas. Only for me to come back. That one how hydrogen was. Now it's because there are no organisms there that will die and decay to now produce organic matter for nutrients. Do you get it? If I ask you why are there no organisms, you now start explaining to me about lack of water, which that guy told me now, or extreme sun. Do you understand? But talking about now nutrients. So what the guy is asking me is an indirect. Why are there no nutrients? Because there are no organisms to die and decay. Why are there no organisms? Because there is lack of water, extreme sun, and every other thing. You know what I'm saying now? So that you not now. From what I'm seeing, if I ask that question and I'll put extreme sun, and if you start putting desert, I'm gonna extreme sun, made that Robert, it's not the direct answer to the question. Do you understand what I'm saying now? All right. We say that sometimes the soils are referred to as what? Aridosols. Now, these are the things we should point at. Desert soils are sometimes referred to as aridosols. You can just in exam, they will ask you, desert soils are sometimes referred to as what? Dash. You see desert soil, bad soil, what God, unfertile soil, aridos. You know what I'm saying now? So just have to point that the soil is rich in salt. Classification, it is a due to sparse vegetation cover and tiny leaves. The soil is low in humus and is usually light gray. So due to sparse vegetation cover, the soil is low in humus. So what are the kind of plants that are found there? I'm not going to be wasting time with that. Let me just be fast. The kind of plants that are found there in desert, one, the plants, they have small leaves. Why do they have small leaves? So that they don't have high surface area for loss of water. That's why the leaves are what? Small. Then for the, you say, they also have extended roots. Do you get it? Extended roots say they can be able to tap water from a distance. Do you understand? So they usually have a thick bark, not really, no, is it? That's what they call it. Maybe I have to go back. But the bark used to be hard bark. They used to have very hard bark to avoid loss of what? Water. And but for the animals also, animals used to be small animals. The nature of the animals, most times they like coming out at night and staying under shadow during the day. They cannot do what? Die and go. Because how many are they? The higher the animal that dies, the higher the nutrients. How many are they? And they're even small animals. Do you understand? So we say for the fauna, we say that desert animals have evolved several stages for dealing with heredity, and these include nocturnal movement, which I say staying put at night, coming out at night, staying under shade during the day. Most desert animals are small and possess long appendages. They have light colored to reflect sunlight and prevent the absorption of heat. They have colored substance or surface that reflect light so that their body will not absorb heat. So they lack sweat glands but possess localized deposits of fat in tails and limbs. They also have salt glands to secrete salt without losing fluids, and their urine is always what? Concentrated. So they have a way of secreting salt without using fluid because desert environment is also salty, like I explained in the soil nature. They lay hard, they lay hard-shelled eggs. They lay hard-shelled eggs. So many desert reptiles have waterproof skin and lay hard-shelled eggs. They produce uric acid instead of urine. So the lizards in deserts or reptiles in desert produce uric acid instead of urine. Now, this is a very important point. What do desert reptiles produce as urine? Do you get what I'm saying now? It's uric acid. So what is human impact? Already, human usually touch change environments to forest. If a woman goes to a place where there are plenty of plants, the woman will cut most of the plants, thereby making the place to become what? A forest. So he said that the desert is probably the only biome benefiting from human activities. So since there is no plenty animal, no plenty trees, so there is less human activities in desert. Now, if you stay in desert where there is no water to drink, where there is no food to eat, what are you doing there? Are you not going to run away? So among the old biomes, desert is one of the places that has less unlimited human what? Do you understand? So they can list like 5 to 6 biomes asking you which one has less or very little human activity. It's desert. Why? Because of the unconducive nature of the what? Environment. Any questions so far? So I expect you now to summarize the remaining two in your own way. Summarize the activities. Okay, I want you to summarize boreal forest and tundra. Boreal forest, that is tiger, and tundra. Summarize it in six lines each. Just human activity. You should be know that I want to see human activity. That is very important. Let's talk about the climatic nature of that environment. Very much important. Is the assignment. Summarize in 6 lines each. Boreal forest and tundra, capturing the climate, soil, and human activity. Capturing the climate, soil, and human what? Activity. Capturing the climate, soil, and human what? Activity. Any questions so far? Please, I said this one from my head. What do you say? Eh? The question? You didn't get it? I said summarize. I say boreal forest and tundra, each in 6 lines. Each of them in 6 lines, capturing climate, soil, and human activity. Climate, soil, and human activity.